You're watching Northern Crimes.
In the vast expanse of Montana's rugged terrain lies the Bad Route Rest Area, a seemingly innocuous stopover for weary travelers on Interstate 94. Nestled among the rolling hills and endless skies, this remote rest stop is often enveloped in eerie silence, disturbed only by the occasional hum of passing vehicles. Yet, in November 1985, this tranquil spot became the backdrop for a chilling mystery that would baffle authorities and haunt those involved for decades. On a crisp November morning, the usual quiet of the Bad Route Rest Area was shattered by the sight of a car engulfed in flames. As acrid smoke billowed into the sky, it marked the beginning of an investigation that would reveal a tale of disappearance, arson, and murder. The charred remains of the vehicle belonged to Dexter Stefonek, a 67-year-old widower on a cross-country journey back to his home in Wisconsin. But Dexter himself was nowhere to be found, leaving behind a trail of questions and a haunting absence. This is the true story of the Montana rest stop murder, and this is Northern Crimes. To understand the mystery of the Montana rest stop murder, we should first go back in time and take a look at the life of Dexter Stefonek. Born and raised in Wisconsin, Dexter was a hardworking man who spent his life providing for his family. He was known for his dedication, kindness, and unwavering love for his wife, Vivian. After Vivian's tragic passing in 1984, Dexter found solace in the company of his son and his family in Corbett, Oregon. But as the first anniversary of Vivian's death approached, Dexter felt a strong need to return to his roots in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Despite his son's concerns about the harsh weather and long drive, Dexter was determined to make the journey. He planned to drive his trusty brown Plymouth Horizon across the country, choosing to rest at highway stops instead of motels. Little did he know that this decision would place him on a collision course with a sinister and dark fate. On the morning of November 18, 1985, Dexter Stefonek bid farewell to his son and set off on his long journey home. He navigated through the familiar roads of Oregon, determined to cover as much distance as possible. His last confirmed sighting was at a gas station in Park City, Montana, where he stopped to fill up his car. Unbeknownst to Dexter, this would be the last time anyone saw him alive. The following morning, around 8 a.m., Fred Siegel, a custodian of the Bad Route Rest Area, arrived for work. He noticed a white Chevrolet pickup truck parked in the lot but saw no sign of its driver. 15 minutes later, Clyde Mitchell, a Montana State Highway supervisor, also pulled into the rest stop. He too observed the pickup truck, noting its Arizona license plate and that it seemed out of place. There was an eerie stillness in the air, as if the rest area itself was holding its breath. As Clyde Mitchell left to attend to his duties, Fred Siegel saw a brown Plymouth Horizon pull into the rest area. The driver, a clean-shaven man in his late 30s, climbed out carrying 2 large plastic containers. Siegel offered assistance, but the man declined, explaining that he had run out of gas and had just refueled. Siegel left shortly after, but within half an hour, the peace of the morning was shattered by the sight of the Plymouth Horizon engulfed in flames. When Clyde Mitchell returned to the rest area around 10 a.m., he was met with a shocking scene. The white Chevrolet pickup truck was gone, and in its place was Dexter Stefonek's Plymouth Horizon, consumed by fire. Mitchell tried to extinguish the flames by shoveling snow onto the car, but it was futile. The intense heat had already caused the tires to burst, and the vehicle was beyond saving. As the fire department arrived and doused the flames, a grim realization set in. There was no sign of Dexter Stefonek. The driver's seat of the car was pushed all the way back, far too far for Dexter, who was a shorter man. This detail suggested that someone much taller had been driving the car. The investigation had only begun, and it was already clear that something terrible had occurred. With Dexter missing and his car destroyed, the Dawson County Sheriff's Office launched a full-scale investigation. Sheriff Jim George led the effort, bringing in an arson expert to examine the burned vehicle. It was determined that the fire had been deliberately set using gasoline. The sinister nature of the fire, combined with Dexter's disappearance, pointed to foul play. Witnesses at the rest area provided crucial details. Fred Siegel and Clyde Mitchell both described a suspicious white and blue Chevy pickup with Arizona plates. They also recalled an unidentified man driving Dexter's car just before it was set ablaze. These descriptions gave investigators a lead, but it was only the beginning of a long and arduous search for answers. For nearly 4 months, the case remained a perplexing mystery. Then, on March 8, 1986, a significant breakthrough occurred. Bill and Cindy Shaw, local residents, were visiting a remote private landfill about 17 miles from the Bad Route rest area. While disposing of their garbage, they stumbled upon a wallet containing Dexter Stefonek's driver's license. Intrigued and alarmed, they began to search the area more thoroughly. To their horror, they found Dexter's body, partially concealed beneath a discarded mattress. The harsh Montana winter had preserved the body, but it was clear Dexter had met a violent end. He'd been beaten and shot twice in the back of the head. Dexter's suitcase and some of his clothing were also found scattered around the site, further deepening the mystery. The discovery of Dexter's body raised more questions than it answered. The fact that his wallet still contained money suggested robbery was not the motive. The condition of his clothing, which appeared recently discarded, indicated it hadn't been exposed to the elements for the entire duration of his disappearance. These inconsistencies baffled investigators and added intrigue to the case. Then, a week later, another puzzling clue emerged. Inside the men's restroom at the Bad Route rest area, a small line of graffiti was found on the wall. Written in pencil, the message read, "Hot Jock shot wad from Wisconsin, 1185, Saturday, the 3rd." This cryptic message seemed to taunt the investigators, hinting at a connection to Dexter's murder, but providing no clear answers. Over the ensuing years, the case of Dexter Stefonek's murder drew widespread attention, including a feature on the television show Unsolved Mysteries. The show brought national awareness to the case, but it also highlighted the frustration and heartbreak of Dexter's family and the investigators who worked tirelessly to solve the mystery. Years passed, with no significant developments in the case. The killer's identity remained a mystery, and the trail grew cold. However, in 2019, a new lead emerged. The Dawson County Sheriff's Office identified Charles Gary Sullivan, a 79-year-old man from Arizona, as a person of interest. Sullivan was already serving a 15-year sentence in Nevada for a 1979 murder solved through DNA evidence. Witness statements from the 1985 case matched Sullivan's vehicle, license plate, and physical description. His criminal history and travel patterns also aligned with the details of Dexter's murder. Despite these compelling connections, there just wasn't enough concrete evidence to charge Sullivan with the crime. When interviewed by investigators, Sullivan invoked his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, refusing to provide any information. In 2024, Sheriff Ross Cannon, who inherited the case of Dexter Stefonek, stated that the Dawson County Sheriff's Office would be closing the case. In a press release, he identified Sullivan as the likely suspect. However, due to the lack of definitive evidence and Sullivan's uncooperative behavior, the case can't fully be resolved. The Stefonek family, in a letter to the Dawson County Sheriff's Office, acknowledged this closure, understanding that while many questions remained unanswered, they could now begin to move forward and find peace. The Montana rest stop murder remains a haunting and unresolved chapter in the annals of true crime. The brutal and senseless killing of Dexter Stefonek on his journey home to Wisconsin is a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places. The clues, the leads, and the theories all paint a picture of a calculated and cold-blooded crime, but the true motive and the full story may never be known. As we reflect on Dexter's tragic fate, we're left with lingering questions. What drove the killer to commit such a heinous act? Was it a crime of opportunity, or was there a deeper, more personal motive? And perhaps most poignantly, how many other secrets lie hidden in the vast and lonely stretches of America's highways?